It's time for the RV&V teardown of the Forest River Cedar Creek Champagne Edition 38 EKS. A few of the notable features of this floor plan include the desk in the front bedroom, facing out of a front window, the residential style staircase that leads into the living quarters, and the rear kitchen, which is separated from the living area, creating a nice division of space. All right, let's dive into the kitchen and we'll work our way forwards. In this kitchen, we have a rear window, which is really cool and super nice when you're washing dishes to be able to look out the window rather than just staring at a wall or some cabinetry. There is a ton of storage space in this unit. You'll see storage that reaches all the way to the ceiling, and this is a very tall ceiling, so you may even need a step ladder to get up to the upper storage. Let's take a look at this fridge. It is an Insignia fridge. It's a residential style fridge, meaning it works off of 110 power, a regular outlet. Insignia is the house brand of Best Buy, so it is basically a Best Buy product. Now, because it's a residential fridge, you'll notice this fridge lock here, but this is something that was added at the Forest River factory, meaning if you ever have to get this fridge replaced under warranty, your dealer may or may not know or be willing to install a new RV lock, so you may end up having to tape this thing shut as you're moving down the road in the future if you get it replaced. Now over on the other side there is a small wine fridge, and as far as I can tell there is no lock on this one, as this is a Cuisinart fridge if I recall correctly, meaning unless you add some blue tape over this when you're going down the road, especially on those bumpy roads going through Louisiana, you may end up with 4 or 5 wine bottles spilled all over the floor, so be sure to tape that up before you start moving. Looking over into the dinette, this dinette has a leaf which extends out into the walkway a little bit. I love the armrest or the extra space to be able to put condiments or glasses or whatever you need when you're sitting at the kitchen counter. Of course, this houses the outdoor TV, which is accessible from the outside. And let's take a look at these lights above the dinette. These are not at too high of a risk of breaking. You will see with some lights that are on much longer poles that those can break from the motion of the rear of an RV bouncing up and down going down the road. These aren't too bad, so I think these are all right. Now let's talk about lighting. You will notice that there are no light switches anywhere in this kitchen, which means in order to control the lights, you're gonna have to go all the way over to the door over here, somewhere in here, to flip those lights on or off or use the app. It's a little inconvenient. I'd much rather just have some dedicated switches back here. Let's look up at the ceiling. We are dealing with a fantastic fan, which is cool. This is automated, which opens and closes automatically, and of course is rain sensing and has a fan. Those controls too are located all the way over here by the entrance. So in order to toggle your fan on or off or open or closed, you gotta go all the way over here. Not a huge deal, but it is a minor inconvenience. I'd much rather, again, just have some switches closer and nearby. Same thing with this fan, you gotta control it by the door. Now, another thing to note about the fantastic fan is there is no fan cover here, which means despite having these great blackout shades all the way around in this coach, if you have someone sleeping on the pull-out sofa, you are gonna still get some light coming in here. So highly recommended to pick up a fan cover if you're gonna be having people sleeping out here. But of course, then it kind of prevents the use of the fan in the first place. So just another one of those quirks. Let's move on to the living space. First, we'll take a look at this recliner. This is a love seat with powered seat reclines, which is great, except for the fact that it butts right up against this very flimsy piece of wood, which means if you're going to recline the chairs, make sure to move these forward. Otherwise, you can bend or potentially break this divider right behind you. Let's look at the TV. This is an Insignia TV, which is, again, another one of those Best Buy house brand products. Not the highest quality. I would much prefer to see a Samsung or LG or something a little more premium, especially for a price point like this has. You will also notice there's no storage space here, no cabinets, which means if you decide to use your satellite dish and have a receiver for it, it's more than likely going to be sitting on the counter here. And if you're gonna leave it there when you're in motion, this slide comes in and out, so you'll have to take extra precaution to make sure that you don't smash those wires, but you will just end up with that nice eyesore of having cables running all over the place, which is a little bit of a bummer. I would love to see some storage space around here. From here, let's move into the bedroom. So we'll go up that very cool residential style staircase into the hallway, and let's go check out the bathroom first. First thing I notice is a very large sink with 2 faucets, which is nice, except for the fact that it takes up a lot of space on the counter. I would much rather have more counter space than a very large double vanity in one sink situation. One sink is perfectly fine, or 2 with separate bowls would be great, but this just ends up taking way too much space in the bathroom when you really just want a lot more counter space. One thing that I do like is the toilet. It is an elongated porcelain toilet, which is great. This is the most residential style toilet you will find in an RV. Couple weird quirks about this layout though. We've got these towel racks which hang directly above the toilet, so if you open up that toilet lid, you're gonna have some interference there. It's just kind of nasty. I would rather see this up a little bit further out of the way. Now let's talk about the shower. Good sized shower. Looks really nice, but this is, obviously supposed to just emulate a look of tile, and so this is just glued on. These are going to start bowing pretty quickly, so just keep that in mind, that along with this high-end air quote look is going to come a lot of the realities that come with them really not fastening these down the way they probably should be done. You will also notice that there's no way to block out light in the bathroom, so if you end up sleeping with your bedroom door open, you're going to get a lot of that light coming into the bedroom that there is no way to really block out. One thing to note about the hanging space in the closet is it uses one of those individual style hangers where you can kind of get one hanger into its own dedicated triangle. They do this so to keep clothes from kind of moving back and forth when you're driving. I would personally much rather just see a normal residential style rod in the closet so you can hang as many clothes as you want without being limited to a fixed number of hangers. All right, now let's move into the bedroom. Before we do, you'll notice here that this thermistor, which reads the temperature of the room, is for this bedroom. There is no thermistor in the bedroom. It uses this one in the hallway. Doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but when you sleep with this sliding door closed and you're trying to get a regulated temperature in the bedroom, it's going to be reading the temperature out here. So when you have the air conditioning going and you're getting air pumping in here, it's not going to reach the same temperature in the hallway, which means you're just going to end up getting really frustrated with having the set temperature and the actual temperature being different. Why, Forest River, why? Just move that into this room, please. Again, on the topic of airflow, you have 2 vents in here. I'd love to see a little more, given that this is the only air conditioning vents that you have for the bedroom, especially when you're in hot climates. 2 just sometimes isn't enough. All right, let's take a look at the bed. You will see no end tables. You've got a couple little air quote end tables that these are really specifically designed to hold CPAP machines. But other than that, there's no place to really put your cups. There's no way to turn the lights on and off from here. The only way to manage the bedroom lights is from this switch over here. And of course from the app as well, but I'd much rather just have a physical switch on the side so when you're ready to go to bed, you can flip off the lights. Of course, these are controlled on the switches on the side of the bed, but that's different than the ceiling lights. Now, when you're in bed, how is the angle of the TV? Not great. I personally much rather have a TV directly facing where I'm sitting. This one sits over in the corner, which you'll have to pull out, and you'll also want to make sure that if you do extend this, it's pushed back out of the way when you bring the slide in, otherwise you may end up breaking something there. Up in front at the desk, which is of course one of the main features of this floor plan, they have a built-in range extender. When I say built-in, it's really just a normal Wi-Fi router that they mounted on the wall here. Keep in mind that this is not going to give you faster internet than the internet you're already getting. This will extend the range of a wireless network that you're already getting. So say you're in a campground and they offer Wi-Fi, this may be able to pick it up and broadcast the signal a little more inside your trailer, but it's not going to make the internet faster than what you already get. So if you're on really slow campground Wi-Fi, it's going to be just as slow in here. That's still not going to fix that. This unit does come with room for a washer dryer. They say it's prepped for washer dryer. Now the only thing that they don't prep is a vent. So if you decide to get a vented washer dryer combo unit, which I would highly recommend over the non-vented, you still have to break through the fiberglass on the outside and install a vent. It would be nice if that came with it, but it does not. Also keep in mind, if you're going to install a washer dryer, that the installation is somewhat complicated. This bed does have to get removed in order to put the washer dryer through the front of this housing that they have for it. It would be great if this top came off and you could just set it in, but last I checked, that is not how it works. Now that we've taken a look around this unit, let's see what you can and can't do with the slides in. Can you access the bathroom when your slides are in? Say you're at a truck stop and you just want to use your own toilet. This slide is going to block access to the bathroom, so you will have to pull the slide out in order to get to the bathroom, at least somewhat. The other thing you may want to know is, can you access the kitchen with the slides in? And this slide out is going to come into here. It's a little tight to get through here, but then when you really get over to the kitchen area, this kitchen table is going to be butting up right next to the couch, which means you will not be able to get access to the kitchen to grab a snack if you really want to on the road without bringing the slide out just a little bit. Now that's the RVNV take on the Cedar Creek Champagne 38 EKS. If I missed something, I'd love to hear it in the comments. Also, if there's something that you like or dislike about this unit, I'd love to hear about that as well. I hope you enjoyed this quick look of the Cedar Creek Champagne Edition 38 EKS.